Welcome to the second episode of Today in Arizona Accounting with Wallace Plese Dreher. I'm very excited to be joined today by a fellow runner, Nikki Kuretich, partner at Wallace Plese Dreher. Nikki, great to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
So I know you've had a long and decorated career in accounting, but what attracted you to the industry at first?
I just kind of fell into it, actually. I started working for my dad's company, and the bookkeeper just kept showing me things, and I just picked up on it. And then I ended up taking an accounting class at the high school that was offered, and that's what hooked me. So I just knew that that's what I needed to do. So went to college and got the degree and went to work for a public accounting firm.
So were you always good with numbers?
I think so. I think numbers come very naturally to me. Yeah.
So one of the things that I really love about your story is that you mastered the art of work-life balance before it was cool to master the work-life balance. So how were you able to do that so well?
I worked with some fabulous partners that they encouraged me as an employee, and they felt that, they wanted to keep me. And so they offered me the chance to go part-time when I had my first child, and it just really helped for that work-life balance. I was able to be there for my kids and be a room mom, and I just had the opportunities to go to the games and things like that. So it was a blessing in my life.
Did it help your career at all, being able to have that kind of, you're able to follow your passion outside of work and inside of work? Did it help your career at all?
Very much so, because if you don't have, if you can't find that flexibility or that sweet spot of where your work-home life balance, is working, I think a lot of people tend to leave their jobs because they don't have that. And I had it. I had the support all the way, and it's a give and take thing, right? I mean, sometimes you have to put in the long hours to get the project done, and you have to be able to put in the hard work in order to get the flexibility. So it was a win-win situation.
So what was it about Wallace Plese Dreher that you were able to kind of have that work-life balance? What was it about the firm, or what qualities do they have in terms of like workplace culture that allowed you to do that?
Yeah, so at Wallace Plese Dreher, we allow our employees to, have that flexibility. It doesn't have to be 8 to 5. They talk to their supervisors and just kind of talk about what works for the firm. And once we can get that connection and, get that, process worked out, it's flexible from there. So.
I don't know if you know this, but I've got 3 girls at home. And one of the things that I loved when I was doing research to get ready for this interview was that one of your daughters actually followed you into the accounting profession. Is that right?
Yeah. So, when she was young, she was the one who separated her M&Ms and color coded them. So I'm like, okay, you might have it. And she liked math, and she basically took the same path I did. She went to work for her dad and did some bookkeeping, took an accounting class in high school, went to college, is on her route to becoming a CPA.
That's great.
Yeah.
So how does it feel as a mom to have a daughter kind of following your footsteps?
It's fun. It's fun to, go home and talk shop and, talk about, well, we don't talk about debits and credits, but, we talk about the other fun things, the industries that we're working in and things like that. So it's a good conversation.
What do you think she saw in you when she was growing up that kind of made her want to follow in your footsteps?
I think probably it was my availability.
Is that right?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, obviously, you do the job and you do the work, but I also had fun. Along the way, the kids were invited to client grand openings and client company picnics and stuff like that. So they saw the personal side of the business, not just, the 10 key and doing the number crunching. So.
Do you think the average person realizes the flexibility that's available in the accounting profession right now?
I don't think so. I think that, I think you just have to ask and just know that, good workers, people that have good work ethic, you're needed.
That's good to know.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us a little bit about your work now. What kind of clients do you work with? What kind of work do you do with with the folks that you do work with?
Yeah, so I'm an audit partner with Wallace Plese Dreher, and then I also oversee the client accounting and advisory services department with another partner at the firm. And you know, a lot of it is advisory type of work. So yeah.
What do you enjoy the most about going to work every day?
People. Yeah, it's all about the people, about the relationships, you know, with the people at work, and then also the clients. It's about the connection. That's what I love about it the most.
So when you go home at the end of the day, what has to happen for you to say that was a really good day at work?
Good question. I guess if, you know, I can be productive and put out a good quality work, and also maybe teach somebody something, either a client or, you know, one of the staff, I think that's a good day. I think that's a really good day.
So as somebody who's thinking about getting into a career in accounting, or maybe even doing a career change midway through their career, what advice would you have for them about kind of following the same path that you followed?
Well, I think that, you know, they shouldn't be afraid to make a change. And, you know, I mean, you only live once, so you might as well try. It doesn't hurt to ask. Even, you know, if you're thinking about leaving and there's something that you want, maybe you should ask for it first, you know? But I think that you should just go for it, so.
Okay, I have one last question that I have to ask you. So I know that you're into physical fitness. How has fitness played a role in your success as an accountant?
Makes the mind strong, right? So I think when you're training for something, you learn that, you know, perseverance and getting through the next step sometimes is what it's all about. So it takes hard work and it takes training, and that's how you get through life, right? So that's how fitness, I feel, has, you know, kind of got me through. So one step at a time, and you know that you will finish the finish line.
So how did your fitness fit into your work-life balance?
Oh, well, flexibility is a huge part of that. I mean, you know, during busy season, so say that, you know, those are long training hours that you have to put in. And so the flexibility to say, okay, I'm not going to come in early Saturday morning, I'm going to come in Saturday at noon. That makes a big difference. Mm-hmm. You know, when the group that you're training with, you know, has Saturday morning available, to say, no, I have to work, you know, but to have that flexibility, that made it fun.
So when I talk to people, they say, well, I don't have the time to train. I don't have the time for physical fitness. What would you say to those people? Do you ever get that from people saying, I don't have the time, I don't have the time for physical fitness, or I don't have the time to take care of myself?
Yeah. Get up early.
Don't ever sleep.
No, it's not about never sleeping. It's just, you know what, instead of watching television until 10 o'clock at night, go to bed at 9 and get up an hour early and put the run in.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, Nikki Kuretich, it's been so nice to talk with you. Nikki Kuretich, partner at Wallace Plese Dreher. That concludes another episode of Today in Arizona Accounting with Wallace Plese Dreher. If you need any help with your accounting, where should they go, Nikki?
Wallace Plese Dreher.
Okay, thank you so much.